What's up, glitter jewels? Welcome to my channel where we find a way to sparkle and shine. Have you ever been trying to get ready in the morning, all while trying to get your child or children ready too? Then this is the video for you. Today's tips are about how to make the morning routine more effective and less stressful. Actually standing right in front of my son's room right now because the biggest tip that I have to make your morning routine go much smoother is actually right behind these doors here. Let me show you. Be honest with you. Yeah, my son's room is a little on the fancy side. He got the lights, the gamer set up, the flat screen. But out of all those things, the most important thing in his room is this chart. This morning routine chart saves my behind in the morning because it makes my child more independent. And I talked about that in my Save Your Sanity video. So you can check that video out if you don't know what I'm talking about as far as making them more independent. Because instead of me looking for his clothes or saying, did you brush your teeth? Or do you know where your hat is? Did you pack your lunch in your bag? It's all on this chart. So what I've done is, and I am a teacher, so I do have access to some things that you may not have. This is actually called a smart pile. And we actually use these for games and put little paper boards in here, board games in here. So I just brought one of them home. But you don't have to use this. Don't go online trying to find a smart pile. You could just simply use a book report cover. Or, you know, like the little fancy covers that you put inside of the binder with the 3-hole punch. A pack of them are anywhere from $2 to $5. And you can either tape it on the wall or, you know, you could maybe get a nail and nail it in or do a Velcro, however you would like to do it. But again, this chart is going to save you because it says spread up your bed. And then when he's done, he can either color in the box or check it off. Get dressed. Wash your face, moisturize it, pack your lunchbox, all this stuff. And what I'll do is down in the comments, I'll put a link for an actual typed up version. But all you have to do really is screenshot this and you can make your own chart if you would like. So again, 100% savior. It takes the stress off of me and it gets him to keep track of what he's done so I can just focus on myself in the morning. I can get myself ready. Meanwhile, he's getting everything done himself. So I'm actually going to show you another strategy to get them to make their bed in a nice and easy way. If you notice, the morning routine chart says spread up your bed. And the reason why I say spread it up is because no child is going to make a bed perfect. Okay, so the easiest way to teach your child how to spread up their bed in the morning is to simply always put the pillow last. Tell them just to pull it straight up and put the pillow right on top. Now, if your child is a younger child and they can't manage whatever's underneath the big blanket, like for example, my son, he likes the fleece instead of a sheet. You're going to get this. You're going to get a big old lump. And then it's going to be spread up and then it's going to look like somebody under it. So you don't want to do that. When I taught my son when he was between the ages of 5 and 8, I told him in the morning, take this off, ball it up, put it in your closet on the shelf, and then take the big blanket and spread it up. So that's just something to consider if you have a younger child. You may want to teach them to take the sheet off, spread up the blanket, and done. Let's recap the tips that we talked about so far, and then I'll go ahead and give you your final and last tip. Tip number 1, have a morning routine chart. Tip number 2, teach them how to manage that chart and check it off themselves by making them independent. Tip number 3, show them how to spread up their bed or Maybe you have your own special way you would like to teach them how to make up the bed. Or heck, maybe you don't want to teach them how to make anything up at all. And lastly, tip number 4, lunches. How to best manage school lunches. Now, when it comes to his morning routine, I am a stickler for getting children to do as much as they can do on their own, because as a parent, we have a lot to do. So what I do is I literally get the bags and get the boxes of the stuff, break everything down into baggies and put it in the shelf. So that way he can grab and go on his own. Next, I'm gonna bag up these Cheez-Its. I'm going to dice up the oranges. And again, when I do all of this, I'm gonna put it in baggies so that way he can grab and go. So another reason why I like to bag all his stuff up is because there's nothing worse than when you wanna go get some chips or some cookies or whatever the snack is, and the child didn't properly close it. So guess what? Now, the cookies, the chips, the crackers, they're stale. So that alleviates that. He can grab and go. It's already pre-packaged in the portion that I would like or I feel like is appropriate. And then I don't have to worry about the box not being closed properly or sealed tightly enough. So that way I have some stale snacks. So now I have enough for the school week. It's 5 bags of oranges. I put 3 slices in each bag. I used 4 oranges because I had the 4 for $5 deal this week at the grocery store. So when you divide up 4 oranges into 4 pieces, you get enough for 5 bags of 3 plus 1 piece left over. Basically 4 different types of snacks to choose from in here. He has the Cheez-Its, the cheddar popcorn, the regular chips, and Entenmann's chocolate covered donuts, and then the oranges in the fridge. Now, I do not let him pick all of these and put them in his bag. He gets to pick one of these plus a fruit. So either the oranges or the bananas you may have seen in the background earlier. And then on his way home, he has to walk home. So on the way home, when he's walking like with his friends, I let him pack an extra snack, and usually like a Gatorade or a water bottle or something for that too. And keep in mind that you want to switch it up. So last week, as you saw, I had the cheddar popcorn, the chips, the Entenmann's donuts. This week, I had pretzels, skinny pop popcorn, the apple strawberry sauce squeezy, and the Kremkins for the sweet. You know, that's the only one that's in, the only thing in here that's not that healthy. And then I also have some barbecue chips. And instead of oranges this week, we're actually going to do strawberries. You could probably hear my washer and dryer in the background, but it is what it is. But yeah, I'm just peeling the stems off of the strawberries. It actually helps them to last longer. If you leave them in this container, I find that they rot faster, you know, so I take the strawberries out, I rip the stems off, and then I proceed to rinse them, and then I bag them up. About, I don't know, 4 or 5 strawberries in a baggie after I rinse them off. And I feel like it helps them to last longer too. So, you know, that's just something to think about with fruit. I always have the bananas and bacon. I call it BB for breakfast. Muffins, all stuff that's pretty easy for him to get himself. Now, for his lunchtime, I usually do a sandwich for 2 or 3 days out of the week, but then the other 2 or 3 days, I take these lean cuisines and I heat them up and I put them in his thermos. Again, just for variety. Sometimes, depending on what I have for dinner, I'll have it left over and then I'll heat it up and put it in his thermos too. Well, Supermoms, my time is up. But before I go, a big shout out to all of my subscribers, both old and new glitter jewels. Till next time, bye.